Hello, Carnivore Hunters. We are back at hunting camp tonight. Today we did manage to harvest a deer. Uh, our intent on this trip was to actually show you guys how to process the heart to eat the heart. Unfortunately, in this particular case, I actually got the deer through the heart, so there wasn't a whole lot left for that for us to show you on that. So instead, we're going to show you how to process the liver. So when you get out the liver, you can see actually there is a whole, all of these membranes and all that stuff. You're going to end up wanting to cut that out as you move along. And actually got a little hair there. You're going to want to cut those out. Make sure, because that's not good eats. But ultimately, liver's very, very easy to prepare, and it's actually very tasty if you do it right. And so we're going to show you how to do that right. Step one is you're actually going to slice this into thin little strips. You want it thinner than 1/4 of an inch, so like 3/16 of an inch maybe, and just get those slices in there. And then of course, as you're going, I'm just going to throw these in the pot here as I get them done. If you come across any of those membranes on the back, go ahead and get rid of those.
All the veiny stuff.
Yeah, all that veiny stuff that you see on there. Actually, let me go ahead and take care of some of that now. Just get that out of there. As you see that, you're just going to want to cut that out of there, and it's going to run all the way through in a lot of areas. So, but again, what you're going to want to do is cut this into, again, less than 1/4 of an inch strip. And whenever you find that extra stuff on your strip, go ahead and cut that out. Also, if you intend on doing this, if you want to save the liver, you want to save the heart, we highly recommend keeping some Ziploc bags in your backpack. That way, you have a place to put this where you can keep it clean, and you don't have to worry about it getting contaminated by setting it on a rock or something like that. So,
or your drinking water.
yeah, or your drinking water.
We forgot one.
So, ultimately, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish slicing this here, and then in this pot, we're going to put the juice of 1 lemon, and then we're going to, on top of that, just add just enough water just to barely cover the liver. You don't need a whole lot, and then we're just going to let this soak overnight. And then once we're done letting it soak, that's going to help pull all the blood out. The lemon juice is going to help mellow out some of the flavors that a lot of people that don't like liver, it's just because it's not been prepared right. So I'm going to finish preparing this here, and then when you see me next, we're going to be throwing this into our cast iron pan and getting it cooked up for you. So we will see you. Okay, guys, we just wanted to show you something really quick. If you take a look here, this is the stuff you want to cut out. You want to make sure that is that white junk. You want to make sure you get that out, because that will not taste very good. So you're just going to want to, as you come along to those things, just take them, throw them back in your bag that you saved the liver in to begin with. All right, guys, just one last thing for tonight. We've already filled our pan up with water here. This is a really important step because this is going to help draw out all the extra blood and everything that is in a liver. The other thing that's going to help with that is just squeezing in the juice from 1 lemon. This lemon's a little small, but it'll still do the job for us. If you don't want to use lemon juice, if you're a super strict carnivore and you want to stay away from the lemon juice, milk is also a great thing to soak this in. We are going to let this soak again overnight to get all of the nastiness out of there and kind of tame down the flavors of this liver a little bit. And I think that's about it. Just give it a little stir, make sure all that lemon gets all over everything. So we're just going to throw this in the fridge for overnight and
covered.
Yeah, of course covered. Leave that covered in the fridge overnight, and then we'll come back tomorrow and fry it up. We'll see you then. Hey, Carnivore Hunters, we're back. We're ready to cook up our liver. This is going to be a classic kind of liver and onions, but hunt camp style. What we got here, I have my cast iron. We're just heating it up on the grill here. The grill always makes things a little bit more interesting, especially these portable grills, but we'll see what we can do. First thing, we're going to start out with some bacon grease. Now, This pint of bacon grease actually came from a batch of bacon I made. I made 3 pounds of bacon, basically an entire Costco pack. Basically of Dr. Barry's bacon chip recipe. And it was something that we ate up here this year in the field. Truly thankful that I found that recipe and I've seen that YouTube video. If you haven't seen it, look it up. But 3 pounds of bacon, at least from the Costco pack, is going to get you a full pint of bacon grease for you to take up to your hunting camp as well. So we're going to get a few tablespoons of this in here. Probably 3, maybe 4. Get that all swirled around. Get my, oops, sorry. And then you can just use the pan, kind of swirl that around. It's probably a little heavy. But as soon as that melts, we're gonna add our, I have a whole red onion and 3 cloves of garlic that I've sliced really thin. So we're gonna get that all sauteed up, get some flavor built in there. And then once that's done, we're gonna get the liver thrown in and get that cooked up. And hopefully that should just take, usually to saute onions, you're looking about, I don't know, 8 minutes to get them nice and golden brown and get that good caramelization going. And then actually once we get those done, we're going to take the onions out, throw the liver in, and the liver only needs to go about 2 to 3 minutes per side. What you're going to be looking for is if the juices start to run clear from your liver, you need to take it off. You know, you do not want your liver to be dry. Overcooking liver is a common reason people don't like liver. So that's something we're going to do here. Again, starting out, this is that whole onion. I'm going to get that whole thing in there along with those garlic slices. This is kind of a small pan, but when you're at camp, you make do with what you got. And we're going to season this with both salt and pepper.
Scenery break.
It's going to be a little bit higher here. We almost lost a couple. Now again, I know onion and garlic is not technically carnivore. I'm actually probably not going to eat the onion. I just like the flavors that it adds to the liver once it's done. So you can always choose to throw the onion and garlic in there, but just not eat them once you're done. Just go for the meat. All right, carnivore hunters, we're back. As you can see here, my onions are just about done. You just gotta want to make sure you stir these around because you don't want to burn your garlic, nor do you want to burn your onions. You just want to get them nice and evenly caramelized. So once we get to about this point, we're actually going to take all of these onions off and let them sit aside. Now what's happened here is these onions have flavored the bacon grease and of course the garlic as well, just as the bacon grease has flavored the garlic and the onions. And now that additional flavor is going to get into our liver. All right, I just wanted to get a slotted spoon real quick, make sure we get all these bits out of here. Now, I used a lot of bacon grease on this one, so we didn't get a lot of stuff sticking to the pan. If you ever get something sticking, or even if you just want the extra flavor, what we used to do was pour a little bit of bourbon in here. Today what I'd probably do is just opt even just like beef broth. Actually, you can deglaze the pan really quick, add that extra beef flavor into your dish. So,
We didn't just pour the bourbon in the pan.
Yeah, just pour the bourbon in the pan, deglaze.
No, I'm
the
saying
pan.
we didn't just pour it in the pan.
No. Alrighty. So I'm gonna add a little bit more bacon grease to this, just to make sure none of the liver sticks. And then, since this is hunt camp, we're going to have to kind of do this in batches. Small pan, a lot of liver. But just pop those in the pan there.
Yeah, that buck produced a pretty big liver. And we got a good pile of it right there.
Yeah. And typically you're going to go again about 2 to 3 minutes per side. You know, flip it over to the second side, and then once the juices start to run clear, you know you're done. So, real quick, while that is starting to heat up, you also want to season at every layer. So I'm going to add some salt and pepper to the liver as well. Alrighty. So we'll see you guys in a few minutes. We'll show you what the finished product looks like.
Hey, Carnivore Hunters, so here's our liver and onions. I probably am going to go Ketovore and eat the liver with, or the onions and the garlic with the liver. Let's give it a taste test here. And I don't have a knife with me. Bear with me as I cut through this. Let's get some onion in there. Fantastic, guys. Try this out at your next hunting camp.